Now, Greg, you know how big of a football nut we all are. Deshaun Foster, head coach at UCLA. I'm watching the Bruins play football, and every time I look on the sidelines, he's got a number 42 hat on. So Jackie Robinson Day, we're celebrating Jackie Robinson. I said, we got to get him on. You know what? Hey, he's here. What's going on, big fella? Great to see you.
Great to have me on. Thank you.
Man, I'm telling you, 1,000-yard rusher, All-American at UCLA. Now you're coaching at your alma mater. First off, how cool is that to be back and being the head coach?
It's awesome. You know, this is something that you dream about, but you're not sure it's obtainable. But, you know, being at this prestigious university, UCLA, took a chance on me, and I'm just excited for my second year.
Well, you got the number 42 hat on right now, and it's Jackie Robinson, David. You're repping that all the time. Tell me about Jackie Robinson when you first started hearing about him. Was it at UCLA or was it before then?
It was before that. I played baseball. That was the first sport that I played. So being in California, I'd heard about Jackie Robinson as a youth, and my father had always just taught me about people that have broken down barriers, and he's somebody that has broke down a huge barrier. So, you know, I've known about Jackie Robinson for a long time now. I'm going on 45, so probably about 42 years.
Oh, that's amazing. So did you get a chance to talk to your team about that, about football? Because he crosses over. He played 4 different sports. I see his number 28 off your left shoulder there. You talk about your team about Jackie?
Yeah, so we actually had to talk about Jackie this morning. We have a 42 on our jerseys that they'll be wearing for the rest of the season on their practice jerseys. And then we have a video that we just show them of just Jackie Robinson's life and just what he means to the school. The number 42 is retired in all sports here at UCLA. And being that we play at the Rose Bowl and Jackie Robinson's from Pasadena, you know, it just really resonates with our players and how important this guy is to our program and to our school.
Well, and UCLA has always produced great running backs. Not only yourself, but I'm thinking back to my day. Wendell Tyler, Skip Hicks, Freeman McNeil, all of them.
Yep.
So I throw them all together.
Yep.
Yes. But I'm going to tell you what, a lot of youngsters have not seen Jackie Robinson. So I'm going to roll some video of Jackie playing football at UCLA. I mean, he was dynamic and a crazy athlete. Watch this punt return right here. But have you seen his football videos before?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
And what was your takeaway? You wish you had one now, right?
You know I do. You know I do. But just a great player. But he's the same person in everything he's done. You know, he's just somebody that was an exceptional athlete, and just dealing with the stuff that he was dealing with at that time and era, and still being able to compete at such a high level in multiple sports. I know you said 4, but he played 5 here. I'll give you that story a little later. But
oh, you can throw it in right now. What was that?
Okay. So Jackie's roommate, his college roommate, was a tennis player. He played doubles. They had a match, and his partner was sick. He called Jackie. Jackie came over. They played. They won. They won the PCC day.
Oh, my goodness. So we got tennis, basketball, track, football, baseball. Look at this run right here. I love this. He deked everybody and just outran them. But, I mean, graceful athlete.
Yes.
Amazing. You know what I always share about with people is, you know, Jackie came to baseball through the Negro Leagues. And back in the Negro Leagues, think about the athletes that were there. Had you been growing up in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, you would have been a no doubt baseball player as well, because the other sports hadn't become pro for black athletes yet. So it's just amazing to think about the type of athletes they are and were back in those days. Do you ever think on that, like the type of athletes that we were producing back then?
A little bit, because when you go back and just see how could he play so many sports at a high level, it was just amazing. But just like you said, we probably would have been able to do the same thing, but who knows if we would have been able to deal with just what was going on just off the fields for him or whatnot. But, you know, I think that's what makes his story so special. And I just try to make sure that our players truly understand that, you know, Jackie Robinson opened up a lot of doors for you guys, so you guys take full advantage of it.
Yeah, and you hit on something earlier, that he's from Pasadena. You played at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and you're a California kid yourself, and you learned about Jackie early on. Do you think a lot of California kids do that? I think nationwide they start learning a little bit later. Maybe in California, is it different?
I think so, especially if you play baseball. You know, we have a few parks named after him, especially in Pasadena, and most of the top athletes in that area have played some type of sport at that park. So they've played either baseball or football at the Jackie Robinson Park, swam, but they've done something athletically there, and I think that just resonates with a lot of local guys.
All right, man. Well, this is amazing. I appreciate the time. Last thing, I'm going to leave you with this. So when you decided to start wearing number 42, what brought that on? Was there a certain game? You said, okay, let me get the best one I got. What was your thought going into wearing that?
Just honoring a UCLA great. You know, he's somebody that I don't think that there's been another athlete or person to come through UCLA that's made the type of impact that he's made. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure that I can, especially being that, you know, as an assistant coach, I didn't wear the 42 hat, and just knowing that now that, you know, my face is on television a lot, and I just wanted to make sure that I was representing UCLA by representing one of the greatest athletes that have played here.
Hey, man, 5-7 last year. I mean, that was big for first season, starting to turn that program around. Here you are, second season. I can't wait to watch you compete again in the Big Ten and watching you on the sidelines. Appreciate everything you're doing, the man you are and what you're standing for, and the young people you're representing. Keep it going, my man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
For me, with Strider, it's about a checklist. Does he check some boxes off that he's fully recovered and he's not afraid to fully extend and let the ball go? He has a unique style when he starts on the mound. He starts with his feet almost in opposite directions, which I can't recall another pitcher ever doing that in a game of baseball. So he has a unique beginning to the start of his windup, for one. And number two, this guy has a lot of swing and miss. In the day and age where guys are really trying to launch the ball, get the ball in the air, they feed right into his hands. He has that upper 90s velocity and that wipeout breaking ball. Take a look at his feet. Now, this is in 2023. This is why his stuff is so nasty. He just has late life, late finish, short, compact delivery. He can rush the ball up. But the breaking ball is just almost unhittable when he's throwing it. And he'll change the angle on it. It'll be more of a sweeper at times, more of a downpick. Take a look at his address at the mound. He has 1 foot pointing east, 1 foot pointing west. So you compare the two, that's the same. So he checks off the first box. The second box I want to see is when he comes up and his knee gets to the highest point, are his mechanics still in order? Check on those. So he's passed 2 tests. The third one, when his front foot hits, does he get his arm and is he closed? That's a yes. The third one, at the point of the 90-degree angle with his arms up, it looks ideally the same. The finish, is he extending? Another check. So he's like 6 for 6, and this to me is the key. Look where his right hand is, almost touching his left pocket. So that tells me that he's not afraid to extend and he's not afraid to finish. And what happens with most pitchers when they're coming back for an injury, they're really afraid to let the ball go and they're really afraid to extend it, because that's when you start to feel the pain. And it looks like to me he is not at all anything different from the Strider we saw 2 years ago.
Should we be overly fixated with the velocity of all of his pitches tomorrow?
Not necessarily now, but I would say 2 or 3 starts from now. I think you may see a big jump in his velo coming out of the gate the first couple of innings. He'll be amped up, and maybe he'll be a couple of ticks down the 3rd or 4th inning. But I think in time, what I saw watching his last start in AAA, he looks like he's ready to go.
Who's more important to the Atlanta Braves turning their season around, Ronald Acuna Jr. or Spencer Strider?
I think Strider. The Braves have had a difficult time scoring some runs, and the only thing you can do is prevent runs. He's the best run preventer they have.
It's a great question. It really is. But I think it's got to be Strider. The pitching just has not been there yet. I think the offense is going to hit. They started to hit last night in Toronto. They started really starting to come around. They're going to hit. But they need pitching.